Hey everyone, welcome back to another review. Today we're taking a look at this beautiful Atlasaurus figure from EoFauna. This is the second dinosaur figure EoFauna has done. The first one was their Giganotosaurus, which came out at the beginning of the year, and they also have some very nice looking prehistoric mammals in this line also. I ended up getting this figure from Everythingdinosaur. It retails for about $25, and if you're interested in picking up this figure, I'll leave a link to Everythingdinosaur in the description. So before we take a closer look at the figure, let's go over a couple quick facts about Atlasaurus. It is a sauropod from the mid-Jurassic period of North Africa. It was discovered in 1999, is known from almost a nearly complete skeleton. It's named after the high Atlas range of the Atlas Mountains of Morocco. Its distinguishing characteristics are that very short neck relative to its body size and those very long front legs, which actually help this animal achieve faster speeds than most sauropod species. When you get this figure in, there is a string attached to the leg that has a card and an info card attached to it. So you get this nice little info pamphlet from EoFauna with a couple quick facts about Atlasaurus in it. And you also get this collectible card that has some beautiful artwork of the Atlasaurus on the front of it. And also you have all these stats along the side right here, which I guess if you get enough cards from the figures, there is some type of game you can play. I have no idea how to play it, but definitely a cool touch. I do appreciate getting this card. So let's start off with a couple quick measurements. This figure is about 14.5 inches long, or 37 centimeters, and about 9 inches tall, or 23 centimeters to the top of the head. Atlasaurus was about 49 feet long, so this does put this model roughly in the 140 scale range. Moving on to the pose of this figure, this Atlasaurus is sculpted in an active walking pose. You can see the head is tilted, looking to the left like it's scanning its surrounding for potential predators. And I gotta say, I really enjoy the pose on this figure. It has a very lifelike pose. It's almost similar to something that you'd get from Papo. Papo does a very good job of making their figures look alive, and I think this Atlasaurus falls into that category. I mean, this figure just looks absolutely fantastic from any angle you're looking at it from. Just very lifelike. Get it from the other side, just a beautifully sculpted figure. I absolutely love this thing. I am a big fan of sauropods, and I think this is just an absolutely amazing looking figure. You can see the hind legs are lifting off the ground. You got all that nice padding on the feet that just shows you the weight of the animal. Just all around a beautiful sculpt on this Atlasaurus. So let's zoom in closer, take a look at some of the finer details on this model. You can see the head is beautifully sculpted, a lot of nice scale detail all over the body of this animal. Right about the midpoint of the neck, it goes into this dark navy blue color. You got these bright yellow highlights on the nose and just behind the head, and you have a nice yellow highlight around the eye. The eye is painted in yellow with a black pupil. Just a gorgeous looking head sculpt on this animal. Even got some larger scales or osteoderm sculpted along the neck right here. A lot of beautiful folds and wrinkles all around the neck area right here. Just, this is really a stunning piece. I am much more impressed with this than I thought I would be. Now going down to the body, you can see a lot of beautiful scale detail on this. Tons of folds and wrinkle. Beautiful muscle definition along the legs. Just all different size scales all over the body of this animal. Excuse me. And spinning over, you can see the front feet don't have any claws other than that inner thumb claw. Same thing with the back feet. You can see the claws are nicely painted in. Just this model just feels absolutely great in hand. I just love the heft of it. A nice solid piece of plastic this thing is. The rest of the main body color is just a mixture of these greens and grays and a little bit of cream color mixed in. My camera's not really picking up right now, but there's a lot of fine shading along this whole body right here. If you spin it around, you can see some of that striping in a gray right here along the front of the legs. And look at all that finely sculpted detail along the base of the neck and the front of the legs. A lot of nice scale detail and muscle definition. And flipping it over, it does, let's see if we can get it right here on camera. It does have a very well sculpted cloaca. I know Safari does a pretty good job on them. Collecte does sculpt them in, but like I always say, it looks like there was a Taco Bell explosion down there. And just love all the fine detail on this figure. Just all around, just an excellent, excellent looking figure. On this side of the body, you can really see that striping I was talking about. You get some more of those osteoderms along the back right here. And then when you get to the base of the tail, about the midpoint, it just goes into like a darker green color. It goes all the way down to the tip, just all around. An absolutely beautiful, beautiful looking sauropod model. I am so happy with this thing. Alright, let's move on with some comparisons. I have some other sauropod figures from other companies. I tried to find ones that were kind of roughly in that 140 scale range to see how they compare next to this Atlasaurus. So the first one is the Carnegie Collection Brachiosaurus, and these two figures do scale pretty well with each other. I think this Brachiosaurus is closer to 145 scale, but they still look really, really nice together. And let me just move that one off to the side. And here we have the Safari Ltd. Diplodocus. I think that figure came out in 2017, and those scale real nicely together. And here is another Safari Ltd figure. They're Apatosaurus. You can see just how tall Atlasaurus is compared to some of these other sauropods. And I think I got one more. It's so hard to maneuver around the studio with all these larger sauropod figures. And here it is with the another Safari Ltd. Is there Camarasaurus. I mean, you can probably consider this a juvenile Camarasaurus if you want to scale it with this Atlasaurus. And finally, here it is compared with the EoFauna Giganotosaurus, and these two figures do scale quite nicely with each other. And I have to say, this Atlasaurus is a vast improvement over the Giganotosaurus. The Giganotosaurus is a great figure, but just the paint quality, the detail on this Atlasaurus, I think it's just a vast improvement over their first dinosaur offering, and it just makes me really excited to see what they have in the future, especially, this is their second dinosaur, and I think it's absolutely an amazing piece. So I do highly, highly recommend this Atlasaurus. I'm a big sucker for sauropods. They're one of my favorite genus of dinosaurs, and I'm just really blown away by this Atlasaurus figure. I said in a couple of my other videos, by the end of this year, I'm going to do a top 10 figures from dinosaur companies that aren't Mattel. I'm going to do Reebor, Papo, Safari, and just do my top 10 figures from all those other companies that came out this year. And I have to say, this Atlasaurus is going to be very, very high on that list. It might pull an upset and maybe be my number one. I'm waiting to get the Papo Spinosaurus in to make my final decision on that list. But yeah, I really, really do love this thing. So I do highly recommend you pick it up. For a $25 figure, it's excellent. It's scientifically accurate. EoFauna is just doing a great job right now. And they actually have a sauropod book. I think it's coming out in a couple months, and I'm definitely going to be picking that up because I just love reading dinosaur books. And hopefully they'll have more information about Atlasaurus in that book, because there's really not a lot of information on this dinosaur, and I would love to learn more about it. I know the artwork in the book is based off this model right here, so I am looking forward to that. So, like I said, I got this figure off of Everythingdinosaur.com. The link is in the description if you want to order it. And that will do it for the review. As always, if you're liking the reviews on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscribe button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.